Peace be upon you, friends. With you is your friend Darum. I ask you to support the channel by subscribing, liking, and posting motivating comments and an enjoyable viewing experience for you.
The man put his saliva-soaked Siwak in his pocket and said with a smile, "I agree without hearing your condition. We do this without charging anything." Bearded man: "What? For free? What is the purpose of that then?" "Reward and recompense, of course." "Wasn't this what you said a moment ago?" The bearded man: Okay. The bearded man: "Yes, I agree. I will call the man now." "No, wait, not now." I could not prevent the excited man from taking out his phone and calling someone who he had not spoken to much, and had only said a few words to him asking permission to visit him at that late hour. From what I understood, the speaker on the other end agreed without objection. He turned off his phone and motioned for me to move, so I said to him, "Where to?" The bearded man: "For the man's house, of course." "Which man?" The bearded man: "The father of the patient we are going to treat. Have you forgotten?" "I don't even know your name, and you want me to go with you to an unknown place at this hour of the night?" The bearded man: "I am Awad. Can we go now?" He said, smiling, "Yes." "Where's the house located?" I said anxiously. "Unhappy owner." While we were driving in the car towards the address that Awad had provided me with, I was not actually enthusiastic about that meeting, and I was hoping to God in the depths of my soul that something would happen that would delay us or cancel the appointment in one way or another. But that did not happen, and we arrived at a large house. We stopped the car and got out, and we were greeted by a man who looked wealthy, although he was not fancy in his dress. He welcomed us and invited us in. It was clear that he knew Awad previously, so his side conversation with him indicated an old relationship. I followed them silently inside, and as soon as I stepped inside the house, I felt a tightness in my chest that I had not felt in a long time. Awad noticed this on me and said, "Are you okay?" I answered him, yes, but I was not well. I was like someone who had had an asthma attack, and my breathing became short. I did not regain some of my health until I sat in the council and drank some of the water that was placed in front of us. The conversation that took place between the owner of the house and Awad was direct. He told him that he had brought me with him to examine his son, and he spoke incorrect things about me and raised my status a lot in front of that man, but I did not interfere because I did not like the whole matter from the beginning. But I wanted to see where it would end with me, the end with him. I do not deny that curiosity was the main reason for my agreement to come with Awad. I have spent many years fighting people like him, and I found a new and somewhat beautiful excitement in seeing the work of these swindlers up close. During Awad's conversation with the owner of the house, the man suddenly turned to me and said, "Thank you, Sheikh, for coming." "I am not a sheikh." "Do you see the features of Sheikh Ali?" Awad, with some confusion. He prefers the title of therapist. "Wizard." "I'm not a therapist either, man." "What are you then?" "I know that spiritual healers fear security prosecution while practicing their profession." "Don't worry, you are free from here." I turned my gaze to Awad and expressed with a sullen look my discomfort with the dialogue. Awad, to the man, nervously, "We do not have much time. Can you show us the way so that my friend can examine your son?" The man stood up and said, "Of course." He led us to the upper floor, specifically to one of the rooms that were spread out there, and as we ascended, the tightness that I felt in my chest increased until we stopped in front of the room and he opened its door, saying, "Please." Awad motioned for me to go ahead of him, so I took cautious steps into the room, and as soon as I entered it, the tightness in my chest turned into a mild headache, and I saw a young man in his early 20s lying on a bed with a pale face and signs of illness evident on him. While I was staring at him, the man spoke from behind me and said, "My son has been in this condition for more than a year. He does not move or speak, and I could not determine what ailment he was suffering from, and I did not find a treatment for him anywhere. May God heal him and grant him health." I said as I stood between the entrance and the bed looking at that withered young man. Awad, sit next to him, Sheikh. Despite my annoyance at his use of the word sheikh to describe me, I did not comment and kept looking at that young man. There was something strange about him, a strong negative energy that disturbed my mood and upset my balance. His father entered the room, pulled out a chair, placed it next to his son's bed, and motioned for me to sit in front of him. I don't know what happened after I sat in front of him, but I saw the problem and its cause in my mind. I saw things in the room that might seem normal to many, but to me they were out of the ordinary and had another significance and meaning. My mind analyzed and interpreted without my command, and I found myself subconsciously. I asked the man, "Do you have a maid?" Man, "Yes." "Would you like me to summon her?" "No." I directed my gaze to the floor below me, which was made of ceramic. Then I raised my head to the curtain behind the bed, and the matter became clear to me. I asked the man's permission and said, "Would you allow me to lift the mattress a little and look under it?" The man answered hesitantly, "Yes, no objection. Do you want me to carry my son to another place?" I reached under the bed mattress and said, "There is no need for that." After a short search with my hand under the mattress, I took out a knot of cloth tied into several knots and began to untie it, and with every knot the young man was screaming until I unraveled the rag and took out its contents. A group of nails, pieces of ceramic, and some hair. While I was untying the knot, the man was talking to me anxiously as he saw his son screaming and writhing in pain, but I didn't pay any attention to him until I finished. I got up and extended the rag with its contents to Awad and told him, "Put it in a bowl of water and salt, and then you can throw it away after that." Awad took the rag and what it contained, held it in his hands, and left the room after the man asked permission to go to the kitchen. The young man began to speak heavily while crying and extended his arms to his father, who hugged him and said, addressing me, "What is this? Is this magic?" I did not answer his question, but I asked him to deport the worker immediately and reassured him that his son would recover, God willing. The ceramic floor was broken, and this is evidence of the collection of traces. The knot on the curtain is to secure the target of the magic to the bed. This means that the work is located near that knot and the patient as well, and the bottom of the bed is the most appropriate place to place it. I asked permission to leave, but the man insisted on knowing my salary. I tried to explain to him that I do not practice this profession, but he refused to listen to me and insisted that I ask for money. Discussing with him was exhausting, and at that time I wanted to leave the house as quickly as possible. Seeing that necklace and its contents caused me great distress, and that man did not free me from his insistence until Awad came back and said, "I'm done." I looked at him and told him sternly, "We must leave now." I did not wait and went out, leaving Awad with the man, and went directly outside the house and got into the car to wait for him. Awad did not stay long and left a few minutes after me, saying in amazement, "Why did you leave like that?" The man wanted to thank you. "Get in the car and let's leave immediately." Awad, as he rode next to me with astonishment, "It's strange. You've just achieved a miracle and you don't seem happy about it." I drove the car away from the place silently without responding to him. Awad resumed his speech cheerfully and said, "I have many difficult cases and I am confident of your ability to help them." "How much did you take from the man?" Awad nervously, "What? I didn't take anything from him. So this is the last time I go out with you." "And that might be better." Awad, No, I will return the money to him, I promise you that. But what is the point of us doing what we do if we will not get paid for it? You will receive something more important than money. Wad, what are you talking about? At that time, I made the decision to bequeath part of my knowledge to someone more enthusiastic than me to practice it so that people could benefit from it. But I had to be sure that he would not use it to exploit the weak and blackmail them by taming his wildness and reshaping it again. It was my small project that I founded and built, and I later regretted that I did. I will teach you part of my knowledge so you can practice it on your own. Would you like that? Awad, with great enthusiasm. Yes, I would like that very much. You may not be patient with me. Awad, I will do everything you ask of me, and I will not object to anything. You will implement it without asking, and you will not be asked about anything. I will choose what you should learn at the appropriate time. Awad, I agree. We will not take money from anyone.